Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In China nowadays, people talk more and more about depression. Finally, Chinese people started to realize that depression is a serious disease that needs to be treated, and it is treatable. Many people share their stories on the internet to ask for help or to help others. I also want to join the discussion. That's why I want to share with you my story today in this video. I was not diagnosed as being clinically depressed. I diagnosed myself as depression of the first stage because I found that I had many symptoms of depression. For example, I lost interest of everything. I lost hope for my life. I thought my life had no value. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't have willingness to socialize. I frequently felt tired, lack of energy. My favorite thing is to lie in couch, doing nothing but thinking of life, thinking of bad things that can happen in life. I had insomnia. I frequently lost sleep in the night. I frequently thought of death. When I stood on the high building looking down on the ground, I had impulse to jump and crush myself. But I didn't feel regret when I died because I have nothing to hope for tomorrow. That experience was horrible. I don't want to have it again. But luckily, I pulled myself out of depression. Now I'm fine, I'm happy. You must be curious why I had a depressed mood for a long time. It was during the pandemic. I was living alone in China in my apartment. No one was around me. My husband was in Europe. My parents were at home in another city. I felt lonely. And it seemed that the life has stopped during the pandemic. I had to work at home. I couldn't go anywhere else because of the strict lockdown in China. Maybe you already know how bad the situation was back then. Every day, people would panic. People were afraid that at any moment they would be taken away to put into quarantine and lost their freedom. And I was lying here on this couch exactly, and I was checking on the internet whether there are any good news. But no, every day, all the news, all the information I received was bad. Every day was the same. So I felt hopeless. I had so many good plans for my next year, for my near future. But because of the pandemic, everything was ruined. And that was the beginning of my depression. But I didn't tell anybody about my depression because I clearly knew that nobody can help me except for myself. I didn't want to tell my parents. They only panic. I didn't want to tell my friends because I already could predict what they would say. They would say, "Oh my God, no, not possible, not possible." And then they would start to imagine that I want to kill myself. And they would tell me, "No, difficulties are normal in life. I'm sure that there are ways to solve the problem. Don't give up. Never give up." I didn't need these standard comforting sentences. They were not helpful me back then. And of course, I was talking with my husband every day through video. I mentioned to him that I felt depressed. He always told me that I didn't have depression. I thought I had depression because I diagnosed myself according to the symptoms on the internet. And we were discussing about this, whether I really had depression or not. But I think this is not the important thing. What is important is that when I felt depressed, I realized that this is a strong signal for me that I should pay attention to. I should take care of myself and help myself to change my attitude. In the end, I pulled myself out of depression. I'm fine, I'm happy now. How did I do it? First of all, I forced myself to do body workout for at least 1 hour every day. I exhausted my body. I sweated. I felt so tired, but so relaxed and happy. My greatest achievement was I destroyed my yoga mattress. I jumped so hard on that mattress every day and it was ruined in the end. I felt a great sense of achievement. And I think exercise is very important in all the situations when you feel bad. After exercise, you always feel better. And the second important thing that I did to help myself to improve my mood was to do not force myself to sleep in the night. When I couldn't sleep, I read a book or I went to eat something. During the day when I felt tired, I lie down, have a rest, or I could have a nap. And that made my body relax. And then my spirit also relaxed. So that helped a lot. And the third thing is that I from time to time talk with my friend. Believe me or not, I didn't want to talk with my friends at all, seriously. I just want to stay alone. But my friends always want to talk to me. I have no choice. But luckily, I have many friends who have very positive attitudes towards life. And their positive attitudes influenced me. So I became gradually more and more optimistic. But no doubt, the crucial step I took to finally pull myself out of depression was moving to Europe. Doing exercise, communicating with friends, or getting sleep, they are very helpful. They are more like a placebo for me, very useful to help me to get through the difficult time. But I think since I decided to move to Europe, since I started to prepare to move to Europe, my depression went away. I don't even realize when. So when you feel depressed, maybe what you need is a big change of your life. When you are not satisfied with your current situation, why not change it? So this is my story with depression. In the end, I want to say that in China, there are many people who suffer from depression. They want to get help from society, but they can get very little. What they can do? Go to the hospital to see a doctor. The doctor will give them a form to fill in. If they are diagnosed as depression, the doctor will give them some pills. But I think in most cases, people need to talk to a professional psychologist. But in China, we don't know where to find one. I feel sad about this. Anyway, I hope you don't have depression. If you feel depressed, please watch my videos. I'm sure they will make you feel better. So thank you for watching today's video. Welcome to share with us your story. In the end, please don't forget to subscribe, give us a like, leave your comments. See you next time. Bye bye.